it's Heidi from A Lively Hope, and today I have a really simple cross-stitch project for us all. You may remember last week I made these simple bags for our Yola Boca Flow tradition, and I wanted to make a way to distinguish between them so I could wrap them ahead of time and have reusable tags for them. So what I ended up doing is this little collection of Christmas trees, and I stitched a different color around the outside. So in my little planner for the holidays, I will be able to wrap the gifts ahead of time, wrap the books ahead of time, and then say the blue one goes to my son, the orange one goes to the other son, that kind of thing. So as you can see, these are super duper simple, but I'm just going to walk you through the steps really fast so you can make your own. So the materials we need, this is some Aida cloth. I dyed it. I didn't want it to be bright white, so I just tea dyed it using some black tea. I soaked it overnight. You can see in these some different colorations, which I like. By the way, these are different sizes, not necessarily on purpose, just because I forgot how many rows I was cutting down, and I accidentally cut this one too short. It's fine. They're all still cute and sweet. No big deal. So I've got my Aida, I've got some wool. This one has kind of a checkered, really light checkered pattern. This will be the background. I've got a needle, got my scissors, and my trusty tin of extra thread. Please tell me you have a tin of extra thread like this. I do have a nicely organized bobbin tray. This is what I reach for most often. I think I'll do this. It's kind of a burgundy for the outline. And, oh, that's variegated. That's fun. I'm just going to cut the burgundy section out and use that for the outline. And then I just need a dark brown for the trunk. So I'm going to divide this. I prefer to use 2 strands for cross stitch. Thread my needle, and I'll do, it's hard for me not to do a knot, but I will not. I will not do a knot. So I'm just going to start kind of in the middle. I will be cutting this down so it doesn't really matter. Oops, see, that's why I want a knot. Let's try again. Traditionally, you're not supposed to have knots on the back of your cross stitch, but I will admit that I do sometimes. So this is really simple. We're just making the very top part of the tree. It's just one cross stitch. You could, of course, embellish this however you wanted. You could add a little bead, you could add a yellow star, whatever you want. I wanted them to be really, really simple. So essentially what you're doing is adding 2 each row. So I did 8 rows, starting with 1 and then ending with 15, I believe. and you just skip a row in between. So 1, 3, 5, 7, and on up the line. So there's our first one done. Of course, if you cross stitch very much, you know that you want to keep all of your crosses going the same direction. So I generally will do them all the same way on a row. It's tricky to see through the camera here. There we go. Normally I'm a little more sure-handed. So I'm doing all of my crosses going one direction first. Come on. And then I go back the other direction. So now I'll just continue. I'll skip a row and then make the next one come out one wider on each side. Skip a row, one wider, skip all the way down until I have 8 rows. We are playing a little bit of thread chicken, as I like to call it. I just have the tiniest bit of thread left and one more stitch. That's all I've got left. I love it when it works out like that. Any less and it would be stressful. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish this off by pulling the thread through a few stitches on the back. And that's the tree part done. Now I will do the trunk. Okay, so I just did 4 stitches down and then back up, and I held the thread in place so that I could stitch over the top and hold those loose ends in place. Now, when I was originally just thinking about this project, I thought I might do different colors of stitches on the tree, so to look like ornaments, and that was how I would distinguish whose was whose. But in the end I decided to keep it even more simple than that. But at this point, if that's what you wanted to do, you could take another color and just kind of randomly stitch some X's throughout and then fill in with green again to make it look like a more I guess filled in, less stylized tree. But I really like the simplicity of this. So now the next step is to cut it down to size. So I did, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I did 6 stitches around the tree all the way to the edges. So I'll count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the same all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's where we are now. And then I just need to cut the wool, and I'm gonna do it kind of loose. I'm gonna make it bigger than I need, and then I'll come in and trim it once I've stitched it in place. So this is not the final size. Okay, so now I'll do 2 strands of this burgundy color. Why do I keep not filming? I'm going to pull this all the way through. And I'm going to be careful to make sure that that tail is tucked in a way that it will get stitched over. So then I'm just going to back stitch all the way around, keeping this same distance. So I'll do a straight line down and stop here, straight line over, so that I always have a full row of Aida to make sure everything is secure. So I'll do that all the way around. I just come forward into a hole ahead of my stitching, and then I go down to meet up with the previous stitch.
I just always felt like I wasn't good enough at singing, and I definitely think it was probably one of my earliest formed anxieties. Like, even though I would do it all the time at any opportunity in front of people, I would still always be very much like, I'm not very good, I'm not as good as everybody else, like, and so to find this song.
Okay, here's my last stitch. And then I like to just make this look continuous. So as a way to both weave in the end and just make that line continuous, I add kind of a little corner on there. So that's that. I'll cut it off. And then I just need to trim this. I went pretty close. Ooh, that one needs pretty close. I just want a little of the green poking out. And then the last step is I'm going to add just a little hanging string. I've got this pearl cotton that I thrifted. I think the color is lovely. I'm just going to cut a length of it and put a loop on each one, front and center. This needle is a little small. I'll make it work. Okay, so I'm just going to loop it through. in line with the top of the tree. Pull through and knot it. And that's it. So this could, of course, be an ornament. I'm planning to keep ours with these gift bags. So my plan is there's a book in here, and then I just slip this on to the tying twine before I tie the bow. And that's that. These others need hanging loops and maybe a little trimming on that one. But that's 6. And we've got 6 people in our family. I'll probably do another couple extra because I do have extra bags, just in case we have kids' friends visiting or parents or in-laws. So there we go. I really love how these turned out and how just simple and enjoyable they were to make.